He's a really, really quick one. I thought this was too important to not do myself. There's a part 1 and a part 2, but I'm not doing the rest of it. You'll have to go to Redacted to watch it. It's too long. Yeah, it goes for quite some, like, long go for 1 hour and 43 minutes. I'm not doing that because I have to do that in about 6 parts or more to get it uploaded efficiently. This is too important, and I'm making a sandwich. I'll be back in a minute. Just listen to this. And you understand the difference between... See, I call Christ... I call it Christ, or God, the Creator, Yahuwah. It's the way, okay? It's the way, not religion. I don't do religion. He's about to explain why.
Level where it's being orchestrated from, suddenly the left in politics and the right in politics become the same.
Right.
Islam and other religions and Hinduism and all these different religions, they all become the same religion. Because what do religions do? What does political ideology do if both are without question and without, if they're rigid in their belief and immovable? They create a belief system that limits where people will go. They create their own normal within the societal normal. So you have a Islamic normal, you have a Christian normal, you have a Hindu normal, you have a Jewish normal. These normals are smaller than even the Overton window of society in general. What you're doing is you're limiting their perception. You're holding them in basically boxes of the mind. And so they're all serving the goal and the agenda of these entities. And once you have these rigid belief systems, different ones, political, religious, whatever, cultural, you've got the perfect environment to play them off against each other. So your target population is fighting among itself, which divides and rules, so they don't focus on you, it's controlling it all. And also, what are they producing in their fight and their cussing and their conflict with each other? Loosh, low vibrational, emotional and mental energies. So that, to understand what's going on, you have to go here. You have to go here, and most people won't go there because they don't think there is a there.
Right.
And that's what perceptual control has done.
When you see the uniparty, when you see these boxes, as you describe it, even being narrower than the Overton window, and you see this battling back and forth and giving cover for Trump and giving cover for Elon Musk or whatever it is, it's all just operating within this sort of narrow band. And it's so much bigger than all of these people.
Yeah, all of it. And the other thing about the Epstein files, the drop that's just happened, and the previous one come to that, is that it shows how this global cult works in terms of connecting in the public arena, apparently unconnected. So you have documents, emails, whatever, that connect Epstein to Putin. But he's also connected to the CIA, he's also connected to Mossad, he's also connected to Trump. He's also connected to endless other world leaders and former world leaders. And he's connected into the AI oligarchy, which is massively relevant to current events. And how many people would realize that Epstein was manipulating on that level and interacting at that level? But Epstein was just one guy. This is how it all works. Right. They're all connected in the end. There's a Jewish area of Judaism called Chabad Lubavitch, and that connects into Putin, connects into Zelensky, connects into Trump, connects into Lutnick, connects into Jared Kushner, connects into Netanyahu. There are these networks everywhere, not just Jewish ones. No, not at all, not just Jewish ones, but they seem to be very prominent at the moment, to say the least, and back through history. But this cult is encompassing all these different belief systems. Just that some are more dominant than others. But there are these networks which connect people that in the public arena are unconnected. So you look in Britain, you look at Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister. Well, his Svengali is Tony Blair. And Tony Blair is owned by Larry Ellison, who funds him, who's massively active in AI and the media in the United States and is the biggest private funder of the IDF in Israel. And who was appointed US ambassador by Starmer, a guy who is was a very close associate of Epstein, and has just now resigned from the British Labour Party of Keir Starmer because of his Epstein connections. And this same guy was the Svengali again of Tony Blair, who was the spin doctor that brought him to power as Prime Minister. So you see these connections everywhere because there is the public face, everything's unconnected, everything's random, and then there's the real level where everything is connected.
And they're all protected, right? I mean...
Yeah. So if I may just see if I'm understanding the picture you're painting, is that these evil demonic forces that are driving this human behavior is a part of a spectrum. So as we see, we're like, why does Epstein love war so much? Why does he want to provide weapons to a murderous government? Why does he want to have these demonic pedophilia rituals? It's all the same, because war, you can feed on souls in the same way as pedophilia. So that behavior is just expansive. Do I understand correctly?
Yeah. And by the way, the guy I was talking about just now, you mentioned his name, Lord Mandelson.
I was going to say Lord,
yes.
I couldn't remember his last name, Lord, yeah.
Yeah,
Lord Mandelson, they're trying to get him to drop the Lord and be thrown out of the House of Lords now. But, what you've just described is that's the kind of foundation of the way it works. But everywhere has its Epstein. So you had the Epstein through that period in the United States and further afield, of course, as we're now seeing. But we had our own Epstein in Britain called Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile was a BBC entertainer, and in the 1960s, I remember him coming to prominence. He was known as a disc jockey, which was a new term in those days. And he was a frontman host for BBC programs, and he was on, playing discs on the radio and all that stuff. And playing discs, showing my age. Then in the late 1990s, I published a book called The Biggest Secret, and in which I talked about this non-human element for the not for the first time, but in detail. And part of it was that I met one section of it was I met a lady who was a close friend of Princess Diana for 9 years. I've still got our chat on one of those reel-to-reel kind of audio tapes. And she told me a load of things about the British royal family, which had been told to her by Diana, and she had other sources as well. But she told me about this guy, Jimmy Savile, and how he was a paedophile and was in the heart of the British royal family, and how Prince Charles, then Prince Charles, now King Charles, had used Savile, this disc jockey, as a go-between with Diana during their marriage breakup. It's bizarre, you would think.
Right.
Savile became a very, very close friend of Prince Philip before they had a big fallout, and virtually to his death, if not to his death, was a close friend of Prince Charles, now King Charles. So I started to do kind of research into this guy, and what you find, by his own admission, is that he was invited into the bosom, the inner circle of the British royal family by a guy called Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten was a known paedophile. In fact, there are FBI files on him to that effect. And so this paedophile, Lord Mountbatten, who was a close associate of the Queen, invites this paedophile, Jimmy Savile, into the bosom of the inner circle of the royal family, and he stayed there pretty much towards for much of the rest of his life. And then, after he died in 2011, a year later, there was a television documentary by independent television here. It's not really independent, but it was on that occasion, thank goodness. And it exposed Savile as a mega paedophile. I mean, historic levels of paedophilia.
Okay, that's just a teaser. We'll call this one a teaser, will we? I've got a part 1 and 2. How much time we got left on it? Will I do it all? Where are we up to? Yeah, it's 43 minutes. Alright then, you twisted me arm. Was that all of it though? Nah, because we missed a little bit, didn't we? No, you're just going to have to go and watch it. I'm a stirrer. Go to Redacted. I'll leave a link. Just go and watch this. Some of it's, admittedly, like, some of it's going to bend your head. It'll really bend your head. Because you're not going to want to accept what he's saying. The bits that bend your head, you can just put them on a stick in the invisible stick-it note and put it up there and come back to it in 5 years. It doesn't matter. Okay? It's not going to matter. The fridge is still a fridge and the dog is still a dog, and whatever you want the shape of the planet to be, you can have it that shape in your head. That's fine. That's fine. That doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Is the world solid, round, flat, an astral plane, a simulation, whatever? Like, you can take those bits of information with a grain of salt. But definitely take the advice that's hidden within it. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater and expect to have anything left. You've thrown it all away then, haven't you? You've got nothing. But unless you're willing to accept some different points of view, throw it all away if you like. That's up to you. It's on you. That's your... God gave us free will for a reason. You have the free will to listen. You have the free will to ignore. You have the free will to take it on board or to just say it's bumpkin. But I would suggest that you just try. Okay? because the bombs of truth that come out in the middle of it all will make you go back and watch it a second time and reevaluate your position.